Basic skin compatibility, that is also known as primary skin irritation tests or patch testing, is a fundamental testing requirement. It evaluates how the skin reacts to direct contact with the product you want to develop. I will go through in this video in what cases this test is required, the design of such type of study, and your input will be needed, how experts determine if your product passed the test or not, and what help these results bring you, and what type of document you will be handed. Let's go. So when this test is required? This test is required if you want to develop any kind of new formulation. Even if this new formulation is 95% identical to a product that you have already launched. Because this 5% may cause your failure. When you are changing ingredients, same as the formulation, new ingredients mean new product, you will need to perform this test. Especially if you have a new ingredient that is not commonly used in the cosmetic industry. You don't know what will be the consequences of putting these new ingredients on the skin. Whatever the claims of your product are, you have to perform this test. This test is not only required for products that are claimed as hypoallergenic. No, even if your claim is hydrating, you will need to test your product. And finally, especially when your product is to be applied on a sensitive area, for example, under the eyes, the overall face, or intimate areas. To be noticed that these tests are fundamental to ensure product safety, and they are commonly performed even before any other type of test, such as efficacy testing or claim substantiation studies. Now let's talk about the design of the study. First, you have to know that this test will be performed on healthy volunteers. You will have to choose a panel of individuals that have the skin type that you are targeting. If you are targeting a specific age group, if you are targeting people with mature skin, you may want your volunteers to be older than a specific threshold. So how is performed this basic skin testing that are called single patch testing? This test is usually performed on between 50 to 100 volunteers for statistical significance. So your product will be applied on the skin under a patch and left there for 24 to 48 hours. Again, what we want to evaluate is a potential negative effect when your product is directly in contact with the skin. Skin reactions will be evaluated after the patch removal. So what is evaluated, you may ask? So specific parameters are assessed, such as, for example, the redness of the skin by visual scoring. The score 0, meaning that there is no reaction. That's good. The score 1, meaning that there is a slight erythema, which means barely perceptible redness. Score 2, moderate, clearly visible redness. 3, strong erythema. That means that your product causes blistering. That's not good. And 4, severe reaction.
Abort the project development.
Because that means that your product can cause papules, blistering, or other type of vesicles are formed. Other than redness, will be also evaluated if your product induces any swelling. Again, edema, vesicle, papules, we don't want that. If it induces also dryness, so there is a specific scaling regarding dryness, and if you want to evaluate the dryness of the skin, a specific instrument can be used that is called TWEL or trans-epidermal water loss instrument. Also, discomfort will be evaluated based on the volunteer's appreciation. Is there any itching, burning sensation, or other sign of irritation? So these results help to determine product safety for skin contact, obviously. Based on this information, you may need to put some information on, for example, the labeling of the product, or some type of warning. Let's hope not. But if your product is safe, of course, this can be included in your marketing strategy. And regarding the type of document that you may be handed, commonly you will be handed a standard evaluation form with the results of all the assessments performed for the single patch tests. But you can also ask for photographic evidence or for more information that your volunteers will have to address in a form, reports on sensation, but all that really depends on what the lab can offer. So now you know everything about skin compatibility. Hopefully, your project will pass.